episode 5.
Woo!
Sorry, DL. I was just sending out a tweet right now, letting the people know that they could follow us.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. Anyway, DL, how's it going, man?
It's going great, bro. It's going really good. Had an awesome week last week. I only lost in one of my leagues, which is a plus. And then also in my 14-people league, I had shot up to 5th place.
Hold on. We'll go through all that in a moment. We'll go
What?
through all that in a moment.
Come on, man.
Yeah, real quick. Just want to let you guys know back home, remind you guys, running our board is Andrew Valentine. What's up, Andrew? How's it going, man?
What's going on, guys? As you can see, we got a few more bodies back here now, so
Yeah.
All right.
it's nice and comfy back here. I tell you that much.
That's awesome. As always, the executive producer of the show is Brandon Januska. Brandon, what's going on, man?
I'm doing well, doing great.
Awesome. Vanilla as always. Thanks, Brandon. Anyway, also, we have an intern today. Welcome to the team, Wayne. What up, Wayne?
Wayne.
What's cracking, baby?
Hey, there we go. We needed to add some swag to the team, so I'm glad we're doing that now, finally. Thank God, because DL is dry.
Looking
but anyway,
awesome.
Hey, real quick, as a reminder, DL, where can they follow us?
They can follow us on Twitter at TweetFFG.
And if they have any questions, what hashtag can they use?
They can use that hashtag AskUsFFG.
As always, if you guys have any email questions, DL, where can they send an
Pretty
email?
simple. AskUsFFG at gmail.com.
And then finally, if they have any voicemail questions, DL.
708-655-4508. Area code 708-655-4508.
Fantastic. As always, guys, be sure, if you haven't already, to like, share, and subscribe, and smash that notification button. It really helps us to provide this free information.
Helps us, helps you win your fantasy football league.
Exactly, that's true. Anyway, do you hear that? Do you hear that?
What is that?
Hey, it's a jam-packed show. Dustin, it's the Bipocalypse.
Oh, my God. All right, it's a bipocalypse, guys. Why do we call that? Because there are 6 teams out this week. You will be without the Cowboys, the Vikings, the Bills, Steelers, Jaguars, and Chargers.
You know what that means? You're going to be without Dak Prescott,
Woo!
no Ezekiel Elliott,
What?
no Amari Cooper, no
What?
CeeDee Lamb. For the Vikings, no Dalvin Cook, no Alexander Madison, no Justin Jefferson, no Adam Thielen. For the
my
Bills,
God.
no Josh Allen, no Stephon Diggs, no Zach Moss. For the Steelers, no Ben Roethlisberger, who cares? No Najee Harris, no Deontay Johnson, no Chase Claypool. For the Jaguars, no Trevor Lawrence, no James Robinson. And finally, for the Chargers, no Justin Herbert, no Keenan Allen, no Mike Williams, and no Austin Eckler.
Wow.
That is a lot of guys that are out this week, DL.
That's like a whole team.
Yeah, I just
Literally
memorized that off the top of my head.
Wow.
That was amazing.
That's amazing.
Yeah, thank you. But anyway, we're going to help you guys. It's a big week. It's the biggest bye week that there is in the entire season. And we're going to give you guys the information that you need to be able to be successful and win your weeks.
And navigate.
Exactly. DL, how are you doing? How's your
Actually,
weeks?
as I was saying in the beginning, I crushed it this week.
Nice.
I only lost in one league, right? And then in my 14-people league, which is a standard league, it's a big league. This one I usually struggle with. I actually went from 10th place up to 5th place. That's a huge jump. So I'm really excited about that. Darrell Williams was everything he was cracked up to be. 21 attempted rushes, 62 yards, 1 touchdown, 3 receptions for 27 yards. That was huge. So he was a plug-and-play guy, along with some of our other backup running backs. Would be, once again, Chuba Hubbard did really great for me. 16 rushing attempts, 61 yards, a TD, targeted 3 times with 4 yards reception. Alex Collins for Seattle was a great plug-and-play as well, too. 20 attempts, 101 yards.
Big game.
Yeah.
He had a big game.
Yeah, it was huge.
There were some injuries in that game. We'll go over that a little later.
Oh,
yeah,
shit.
for me, I thought I went undefeated, guys. I checked this morning. I actually went 9-1. 9-1. Yeah, I
You
lost
suck.
in your league. So
Of course you did.
Yeah, it's a good league.
It's a tough league.
It is a tough league. It's a good
It's
league.
not for the faint of heart.
I think it's probably the league I have the most trades in, too. I think with you. But, hey, love that league. It's good. And honestly, I'm excited where my teams are. I'm not out of it in any leagues. I'm actually either in first, second, or third in most of my leagues. So I'm pretty excited.
Wait, you're in second?
In most leagues, yeah.
Yeah, second sucks.
Yeah, well, hey, I'll take it because then that gives me an opportunity to still win some money.
Not first, you're last.
Yeah, well, hey, It's all good. I went undefeated in my big money league with my buddy Tim. So we're 6-0 now. It's awesome.
Whoa,
I
look at
continue
you,
to
big boy.
remain at the top on that league.
All right.
But anyway, it's time for Grade the Trade.
Okay.
DL, I got a question for you.
Sure. Shoot.
So
Right.
last week I made a really big trade in that league where I'm 6-0.
Okay.
Okay?
Gotcha.
Last week I traded away, hear me out,
I'm hearing
Cortland Sutton,
Okay.
wide receiver for the Broncos,
you. All right. Okay.
Leonard Fournette,
Ooh.
running back for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, Taylor Heineke, QB for the Washington football team.
Okay.
again.
You got something big
Yeah,
then, right?
Sutton, Fournette, and Heineke.
Okay.
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 Last week I acquired, prior to the games, David Montgomery, who's hurt,
Oh.
and Damian Williams, who came down with COVID after the trade went through. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna go ahead and give this a C, bro.
Oh, wow.
Like honestly, like I don't know why you gave up so much value there. I mean, Cortland Sutton, Heineke, not like your big names. However, I mean, you might as well have just done a straight up trade, right? You should have just went for Leonard Fournette for David Montgomery. I think it still would have went through.
Maybe, honestly, maybe. But then Leonard had a huge game, so
I mean, I like the handcuff because obviously Damian Williams, hopefully this week he comes back and he'll be injected into that lineup. However, Herbert looked really great this past Sunday, so I don't know. There's a hot hand action going on there. It's kind of funny because I had a similar trade as well too. I traded away Josh Jacobs and Damian Williams. For Cortland Sutton.
Yep.
Weird.
Yep.
And Marvin Jones Jr.
Oh,
who,
nice.
for
He had a
whatever
huge
reason-
game.
Yeah, in London. It was nuts.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was pretty similar. I think I got a better value than you did, but
Yep.
hey, we'll see in the long term.
Yeah, for me, honestly, real quick on my deal, I think it's a long-term move. We're 6-0. The only guy we were starting between all those guys is Cortland Sutton. We weren't really starting Fournette. He was just kind of a fill-in here and there. And Heineke was our third quarterback.
It's weird you didn't start Fournette because Fournette had a really good
Yeah,
great
well, we
game
traded him. That's
Oh,
why.
I
Yeah,
gotcha,
he was
gotcha,
gone
gotcha.
before we got a chance.
Nice.
But hopefully down the road, hopefully we can get a healthy David Montgomery. Hopefully Damian Williams comes back next week, and hopefully we profit. Really though, those are the kind of trades I'm looking for. If you're at the top of your league leaderboard, let's say that you're 6-0 or you're 5-1, and you're ahead by a game or two, I would look to try to trade to some of the lowly teams, some of the teams that are, I don't know,
0-5, 1-5.
1-5, 2-4, whatever. I would try to trade for some of their stars. And also, if you got a guy like Derrick Henry, this is something I wanted to ask you.
Okay.
I have Derrick Henry in one of my leagues, and in that league, I'm 5-1. I kind of have a few openings. I lost a few guys to injury. I'm without David Montgomery. I'm without who else got hurt? Running back. CEH, Clyde Edwards-Helaire.
Okay.
I just don't
So
have
many
any
injuries.
Yeah, sorry, so many injuries. I need some depth. I'm considering trading away the number one running back in football. I'm thinking about trading Derrick Henry.
I would definitely do it. I mean, you're sitting well with your record. Yeah. It really depends on what you're going to get back in that value, right? Your return on your investment or your ROI. I wouldn't just give up the whole random it for a Cortland Sutton, as we mentioned. You want some top tier guys, but you do have to be a little bit careful because those are going to be hard to get those trades back, right? No one's going to give up Devontae Adams.
Yeah.
Maybe. But I would even target those middle of the road types of teams as well too, like those 3-3 guys, because they're not giving up yet. They still have hope. The guys at the bottom of your league are probably holding on or giving up.
Yeah. So a little bit of advice I would tell you: if you're at the top of your league standings and you're looking to fill out your team and you're okay with giving up one of your best players, try to target those teams that aren't doing so hot and try to trade for their players on bye.
Yeah.
Those players on bye are not going to help them this week, and they're kind of, have their backs against the ropes, so they're probably more willing to deal some of those Ezekiel Elliott's. They're probably willing to deal Dalvin Cook, those big names. Maybe you can try to package, I don't know, your Derrick Henry for an Ezekiel Elliott and an Amari Cooper, something like that.
For sure. Or even, if you think about it, the Titans aren't on the bye this week as well.
Correct.
Right? Somebody maybe who's second place or third place is oh shit, what am I gonna do? Oh my God, Derrick Henry, yes, here, take my guys. I'm not even using them this week. So yeah, catch them while they're down.
Yeah, it's going to be crazy. It's going to be crazy. But we have a jam-packed show for you guys today. A lot of things that we're going to talk about. I'm really excited about the future of my fantasy teams. And speaking of the future, we have a new segment to debut, DL.
Woohoo!
Yeah, we'll debut that new segment in the future of this show. But for now, we're going to go to commercial break. So we'll be back after a few messages.
Fox News, we've got your favorite team, Fox News. Box Noob, buy one today and see.
Do you wear t-shirts that don't fill you with happiness? Does your wardrobe evoke feelings of sadness and despair? Would you like to know where to get your new favorite t-shirt? You need to go to boxnoop.com. We have fun, cool, and comfortable t-shirts, tanks, and more. When you want to make a statement without saying a word, pick up your new favorite t-shirt at boxnoop.com.
Box Noob.
Welcome back. DL, we got a new segment that we're going to debut this week.
All right.
It's called Would You Rather.
Okay. Are you going to hit me with it, or?
Well, yeah. I know you told me how excited you were to debut this.
I am.
Okay, cool.
I
Well,
didn't sleep last night.
yeah, I know you couldn't sleep. You were texting me at 2 in the morning about different fantasy guys. It was pretty creepy. But anyway, let's go. All right,
Okay.
DL.
All right.
I'm going to ask you
Ready.
some questions, okay? The way this works is pretty simple. I'm going to give you player A, and then I'm going to give you player B. And then you're
Okay.
going to tell me who you would rather have,
Okay.
okay?
Gotcha.
All right. Player A. This QB has 1,241 passing yards. This QB has 10 passing touchdowns. This QB has 8 rushing touchdowns.
Whoa.
This QB has 8 rushing yards and 1 rushing touchdown.
Oh, okay. That changes things.
This QB is ranked 13th with 117 fantasy points on the year. He's averaging 19 points per game. And at the start of the season,
Is that him?
that's him.
Okay.
And that's such a great graphic. At the start of the season,
When did Bigfoot start playing football?
He must have skipped.
Is
on
that why
days.
we can't find him? Because he's always in pads and a helmet?
like the Sith Michelin
What
Man.
position does he
Anyway.
play? He plays quarterback?
Yeah, well, maybe. Anyway, at the start of the fantasy season, this QB had a 5th round ADP.
Whoa.
Yeah.
5th round.
Yeah. All right, player B.
Okay.
Okay, player B. This QB has 1,300 yards passing. He has 7 passing touchdowns, so less. He has 256 rushing yards.
Ooh.
A lot of rushing yards. He has 3 rushing touchdowns, and he's ranked for 3rd with 151 fantasy points. He's averaging 25 points per game, and he had a 9th round ADP at the beginning of the season. That means he was going in the 9th round of drafts. So you could have got him 4 rounds later than the first guy. Real quick, do you know who player A is?
Spaghetti Arm Man?
Spaghetti Arm Man is incorrect. I'm sorry.
Cute.
Player A is Aaron Rodgers.
Boo. Wouldn't take him anyways.
Yeah, Aaron
Look at his
Rodgers,
ass.
he's just not having
Go
the
to hell,
greatest-
man bun.
Yeah, exactly. He does not own our show. How about that?
No, he doesn't own nothing.
Yeah, he might own our Bears, but
Screw
not
you,
our
Aaron.
show. But anyway, that's Aaron Rodgers. He's having a kind of a down year. A lot of people draft
Yeah,
him
because he's
as-
old.
Well, but still, there's a lot of old quarterbacks that are still doing well, like Tom Brady, as an example. But anyway,
Yeah, but Tom Brady is like a cyborg.
that's true. That's true. He is on the TB12 plan, which I think I'm going to check it out pretty soon. With that said, player B. Do you know who player B is?
Let's see. I'm going to go with Taylor Heineke.
Ooh, good guess. But Taylor Heineke does not have that many rushing yards. Player B. Boys, put it on the board. Player B was Jalen Hurts.
Oh, right. My guy.
Yeah, Jalen Hurts is having a really good fantasy season, and everyone is crapping on him in actual football, saying that he makes really bad passes, isn't really getting to the second read. He's kind of a one read and go kind of guy. But from a fantasy perspective, the guy is the 3rd ranked quarterback in fantasy DL. Who would you rather have?
It's pretty simple. I'm going to go with Jalen Hurts.
Yeah. So it kind of just goes to show you.
Screw you, Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah.
Screw you.
It kind of just goes to show you that, you don't have to draft a quarterback really early. I know
No.
you've been hearing it for a long time. People have been preaching it for a long time in fantasy, but that's a perfect example. So if you would have drafted Jalen Hurts, I'm sure a lot of you out there probably would have a few more wins.
Not only that, like, you can even – one year I streamed quarterbacks.
Oh, yeah.
I just streamed them because I was like, why am I going to get – I'd rather have a better pick,
Yep.
better receiver, better running back, better tight end. I'm just going to stream. And it did kind of help. However, I mean, there were certain weeks where I was like, shit.
Yep.
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 So,
No, I mean, you definitely can stream. It's a little risky, a lot of variance if you stream. But it's definitely something that you can do. I know I stream defenses, but, you could definitely stream quarterback. It's definitely something that's viable. All right, we move to our second Would You Rather, DL.
Okay, I'm ready
All
this
right,
time.
DL. Player A.
okay.
We're going to wide receivers this time.
All right,
Okay.
all
This
right.
wide receiver has 255 receiving yards. Okay.
For the year?
For the year.
Ooh.
Yeah, exactly. We're going into
Shit.
week 7. He only has 255 receiving yards.
Wow.
Anyway,
That's not good.
he has 1 receiving touchdown.
Oh,
Yeah.
Lord.
Yeah. Yep. He's got a total of 32 fantasy points
Oh, yeah, year. All
for
year.
the year.
Thus far.
For the
Week
year.
7.
Yeah, I got 31
Wow.
from CeeDee Lamb last week. So he's got 32 total fantasy points on the year.
Woo.
He's currently averaging 8 points per game
Yeah.
whenever he plays. He's currently ranked 47th at the wide receiver position.
That kind of makes sense.
This wide receiver had a second round average draft position.
Whoa.
Yeah, really high at the start of the season. A lot of people were taking him
A lot
early.
of pissed off.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, look at his
Oh,
knees.
yeah.
He's got like 3.
He's got like 3 knees, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Not bad.
That's player A. Okay.
All right.
Think about who that was, okay? Don't tell me yet. All right, player B. This wide receiver has 498 receiving yards. He has 6 receiving touchdowns.
Damn.
He has a total of 96 fantasy points on the
Woo.
season.
Hot.
He's currently averaging 16 whopping points per game.
6. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
And he's
Okay.
ranked 3rd at the wide receiver position.
Whoa.
He had a 10th round average draft position at the start of the
10th
season.
round?
You probably could have got him later in a lot of
That's
leagues,
like
to be honest with
literally
you.
like, wow.
Yeah.
There's like no one at that point.
Yep.
That's like kickers.
Yep.
basically.
Boys, can you put the graphic up for player B? DL?
Oh, he skipped leg days.
Yeah, he definitely skipped leg days.
Was he
Kinda
wearing
long,
bell bottoms?
Lanky.
What's going on with his bell
Looks
bottoms?
like he's wearing a backpack, honestly. He's
Yeah.
carrying some muffins, right? Doesn't that what it look like he's
or like a
carrying?
head. Maybe it's like a
muffins?
Halloween thing.
Yeah, but it looks like he's like holding
Wow,
something.
whoever drew that just sucks at
Yeah.
drawing.
Anyway, player A. Do you know who player A is? I think you have a feeling.
Okay. Let me think. All right, so it was a really crappy wide receiver. Mike Evans.
Nope. Player A is, boys, put it on the board, Calvin Ridley.
What?
Special shout out to the graphics department. That was beautiful.
That was
yeah,
smooth.
Calvin Ridley is down, having a down year. He's just not really performing. Last week, when a lot of players thought, okay, he's finally going to break out and have a big game, he was gone. He was out for a personal matter. Hopefully everything's okay. Not to make fun or anything, but what the hell, man? He
Yeah,
sucks.
I was that guy.
Oh.
I was like, hell yeah, Calvin Ridley. What do you mean? You're gonna go see Grandma? What's going on, bro? And then I had to start AJ Green.
Yeah, man, it's been bad, man. It's really been bad.
1 point.
Are you trading him or are you holding just because the
I'm gonna
value's so
hold him.
low?
I'm gonna hold him,
Yeah.
especially with his apocalypse going on.
Yeah.
I'd rather roll the dice on him than like some random 3rd, 4th, 5th string wide receiver, man.
Yeah,
Like,
again,
nah.
if you're at the top of your standings in your league, try to trade for Calvin Ridley. Don't make him the centerpiece of the trade. Make, somebody else centerpiece of the trade, but try to get Ridley as well. I feel like those fantasy managers are kind of over him at this point.
So you think he's gonna have a bounce back though?
Why
would you trade for him?
I think he's so talented. You trade for him because you think he's going to be good. I'm trying to trade away from you. I'm trying to pull him from you. So, that's what I'm kind of trying to
So
do.
you're trying to get him away from me, but
Yeah.
he sucks.
Yeah, but I think he might be better. So, we'll see. Player B, graphics department. Can you guys put player B up? DL? Bet you don't know who that is.
Oh, I bet I do.
Oh, let's take a guess.
I bet. Okay, wait. 10th round there, you said.
10th round ADP. He was the 3rd best wide receiver at this point.
Keenan Allen.
Ooh, close, but not quite. It is his teammate. Put it on the board, Mike Williams.
What?
That's
Oh, I
right.
hate you, Mike Williams.
Hey, man, he's having a monster season.
He is.
He's staying healthy for the first time in a long time.
I don't know. Last week he was dealing with a knee issue.
Oh, look at you. Well, on top of it.
Yeah, I was really excited because I had Keenan Allen, and I was like, "Oh man, Keenan Allen's
Yeah.
about to go off in this
Yeah,
bitch." But
honestly,
turned out he didn't.
He's so good. If I have him, I'm not trading him away. I think he's going to maintain, that top 10 status.
Finally,
the
though,
rest of the
he's
year.
been one of those
Yeah.
guys that every year you've drafted him because they're like, all right, he's gonna do something because everyone's always hot on him, and then he just has a clunker of a season. But this year, like he is as well as advertised.
Yeah,
I would
honestly.
say.
And honestly, the main point was to show you guys that you can get, gems late into drafts. You don't have to draft guys early. in the
That's
season.
why it's always good, and next year we'll get into like how to draft. It's always good to see where they're falling versus like setting your own list and like, all right, I want to grab Aaron Rodgers like the 1st round, or what I've seen a lot of Patrick Mahomes and then Travis Kelce like back to back 1st and 2nd rounds. We'll dive into that next year, but yeah, absolutely. I think you have to pay attention to where people are dropping, and you definitely will find some gems for sure.
For sure. All right. Well, DL, we're going to get into our waiver wire ads this week. But I think you had a question for me. Isn't that right?
I did have a question for you.
What you got?
I said, who are you considering dropping ahead into week 7?
Ooh, man. Well,
Crazy week to drop people, too, by the
yeah,
way.
it is a crazy week, but the biocalypse is upon us. And honestly, if you're not doing so hot, you might have to drop some of these names. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
All right,
Let's
I'm ready
write
to
'em down.
cut the following guys.
Okay.
I'm ready to cut Nelson Aguilar. Kind of over it.
Yeah.
I'm ready to cut Will Fuller. Just really.
Well, he's injured.
Yeah,
and he's
well,
just out for the season anyway.
ready to
So
cut him.
why you can't?
Well, I'm ready to cut Robbie Anderson.
Cut his ass.
Yeah, I know.
A
I
long
was
time ago.
high on him in the beginning of the season, but I am not high on him anymore.
Yeah.
I'm ready to cut Brandon Ayuk.
Fair.
Yeah, I just don't think
Nah,
they're getting him
it's
involved.
Just,
and
it's 49ers are weird this year, man. It's like who's their running back, who's their quarterback.
yeah, exactly.
Doesn't help that value.
They're a
at
lot
all.
like our Bears, where they're not getting any value to their receivers. But anyway, I'm ready to cut Devontae Parker. I'm
Yeah.
ready to cut Mark Ingram,
Yeah.
and I'm ready to cut David Johnson.
Man, it's crazy to think because like maybe 3 years ago,
He was a star.
I think
David
we would
Johnson.
slap you across the face
Yeah.
like, are you nuts?
Yep.
Especially David Johnson. I think he was,
A
the
first
number
round running
one
back, yeah.
running back. He was the guy.
Yeah. It's crazy. That's just football for you.
Yeah,
That's
for
football for
sure.
you.
Well, I mean, I think there's some people that we've kind of agree on for dropping. I'm definitely ready to get rid of Josh Gordon.
Ooh.
I'm happy that he's back. I think it's a great story, a feel-good story, but for fantasy purposes wise, just not really living up to what you expected. Another one would be Robert Tonyan. I know the tight ends, honestly,
It's bad.
it's bad.
Yeah.
And even last week, I was like, all right, they're moving him. Aaron Rodgers was throwing him the ball left and right, but he just wasn't getting that TD. And he's definitely one of those tight ends that needs that TD production to be anything great.
Yeah.
And lastly, I don't know if you know this guy, Kenneth Gainwell.
Ooh, yeah, running back. Yeah, for the Eagles.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I'm ready to cut him too. A lot of people were high on him, thinking that he was gonna steal touches away from Miles Sanders or become the guy. Just don't really see it. I'm ready to cut him too.
Yeah, he was
I
a
like those
stash
names.
for me.
Yeah.
Stash for me, thinking that, hey, you might take the step, but unfortunately he didn't.
Yep. And honestly, if you're dealing with a lot of buys, I know a team in my league that has 4 guys on buy that were starters of his. Good luck to him. If you're dealing with that, we're gonna help you guys with the waivers to add this week. Here's some players that I'm not quite cutting yet, DL.
Okay.
But for these guys, I'm still holding. I'm not starting them. I'm kind of scared. I'm kind of worried. I'm maybe trying to trade them. I'm trying to, hold Allen Robinson still. He's going to be a cut for me soon. But
I'm sorry.
Yep.
If you listened to me last episode, what did I say? I said drop this guy.
Yep.
I'm sorry. I was ready. But, all right, keep holding.
hey,
keep
I'm
wishing.
still holding. I'm still holding because I think you could get something for him still in your fantasy leagues. Well, we'll see. Another guy that we were high on that, I'm just kind of holding just because of the way everything's going with him. Kadarius Toney.
Yes.
I think the talent is there. I don't think you're going to find that level of talent on the waiver wire, so I'm still holding. Okay.
Yeah, I can totally understand that. I started him last week, and yeah, he re-aggravated his ankle.
Yeah, he did.
Which
He hurt his ankle. Yep.
it hurts. Nothing is a kick in the nuts than your wide receiver going out like the first quarter, and you're just sitting there with 3 points, and you're just like, mother.
Yep. All right, anyway, so the next guy I'm ready to hold and not really drop yet. Super talented, Odell Beckham.
Wait, you mean, are we talking 2021 or are we talking 2015?
I know. And there's been rumors about him getting traded for a long time. I'm still holding. I think he's super talented, especially in really deep leagues. You just can't cut a guy like that yet.
Yes, you can.
Well, okay, well.
I would cut his ass.
All right, well, the next guy that I'm ready to hold and hold on to him tight is T. Higgins.
Okay, all right.
Like that name more?
Yeah. T. Higgins, I see that. I mean, he's definitely wide receiver 2 on the Cincinnati Bengals.
Yep.
I think a lot of teams are going to start adjusting to Chase. So, yeah, I would hang on to him as well. Mhm.
Another wide receiver that is suffering from a hurt quarterback that I'm ready to hold, I'm not starting him with any kind of confidence, is Tyler Lockett.
Lockett? Really?
Yeah,
Really?
he boomed in the beginning of the season. I think he had 2 huge, just monster games. I think he was the number 1 receiver in fantasy for the first 2 weeks of football. Then, injuries happened, and Geno Smith can't really throw the deep ball. Can't really do much, unfortunately, for Geno. Sorry, Geno. They're going to replace you probably with Cam Newton. But I'm holding Tyler Lockett still.
Did you see his hair? The dude is getting old.
Yeah,
he's losing his hair.
balding,
I
yeah.
think he's stressed, man.
Yeah,
I
he's
think
stressed.
it's a lot of
'cause
stress.
Geno,
bro.
man, he's stressed. But anyway, I'm also holding Devontae Smith and
Cool.
Chase Claypool.
Absolutely. I wish I still had Claypool, but somebody screwed me on that deal. I won't drop names. Yeah, screw you, bro. No, honestly, though, Claypool, I think just it's going to be a merry-go-round for the Steelers. I mean, you got a geriatric quarterback
Yeah,
getting
you
thrown
do.
out there
You do.
who sometimes decides that he's going to throw it, sometimes he doesn't. But, yeah, I would hang on to Claypool for sure, especially with these bye weeks coming up. He's going to be somebody that is going to help you win.
What do you think about that list, DL?
That's wild, man.
Yeah.
It's super wild. Speaking of wild, did you see all the injuries?
It was crazy.
It's nuts. I felt like I was watching another episode of Squid Games, man. It was crazy.
That's a good show.
Yeah, I love that show.
Yeah, it's really good.
Netflix. Okay. Well, we'll let you know who got hurt, obviously when they're coming back and who's filling in for them after this brief message. We'll be right back.
Hello and welcome back. DL, tons of injuries as you alluded to before the break.
Yeah, man, this past week was really hurt a lot of fantasy teams. I mean, with a bipocalypse upon us, it's important to know who got hurt and when they'll be back. So let's start this list off with a bang. We got Latavius Murray, who suffered a high ankle sprain. T.Y. Hilton did come back, but he also hurt his calf. I'm not thinking with T.Y. Hilton it's too serious. It didn't really seem that way, but definitely something to monitor.
Yeah, they're saying 1 to 3 weeks. Real quick on Latavius Murray injury, they're thinking likely 2 to 3 weeks. So we'll let you know who the fill-in for him is. The next guy that got hurt is Kadarius Toney, wide receiver for the Giants. He aggravated an ankle injury in the first quarter. It didn't look like he was, in too much pain, but he might be out a week or two.
Yeah.
Yeah. Who's the next guy?
Oh, man. Actually, it's the Browns. It's their whole team,
man.
basically. We got Nick Chubb, who hurt his calf last week, but is trending in the right direction. I still think he's questionable. They really didn't allude to any timetable, to be honest. Like, he heard it last week, and then all of a sudden, Kareem Hunt was in for last week. But guess what? He suffered a potential serious calf strain in the fourth quarter.
Wait a minute. So both calves? Two guys? Calves
Two
each?
calves and calves.
Jeez. What's
So-
with these injuries? It's like when Carson Wentz sprained both ankles.
Yeah,
Like,
man,
what the hell's
it's
going on
nuts.
here?
It's nuts.
Yeah.
I mean, once again, the Browns are just getting nailed. Another Browns we have on the list is Baker Mayfield, man. He aggravated his shoulder. He dislocated it again. He may have even torn his labrum.
Oh, man. If he tore his labrum, I'm a big baseball fan. If he did that, he's going to be out a while, man.
I don't know. That hit, like, he was just on his ass.
He just needs to get surgery, man. He just needs to get it. That's really what needs to happen. It's probably going to happen at the end of the season, though, right?
Oh, yeah. That's what I'm
Yeah,
guessing.
he's a tough guy. He's a tough SOB.
Oh, for sure.
There was another Browns injury, wasn't there not?
And last but not least, for the Browns, we have Odell Beckham Jr., the guy that you're really high on. But he did suffer an AC joint sprain in the second quarter. He did return to the game. I expect him to play, but honestly, he might just be a decoy. I don't know, man.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't look good. So those are the Browns. Now we're going to flip over to the Cowboys, who aren't playing this week. So this is not necessarily too crazy, but Dak Prescott actually strained his calf on the game-winning TD pass to CD Lamb. It was, I believe, he suffered just a grade 1 strain. I think he's coming back. I don't expect him to miss a lot of time, even in his presser and all the media outlets.
He said he should be back. Yeah, we follow their beat reporter on our joint account. Again, it's at TweetFFG on Twitter.
Seriously.
And their beat reporter, we tweeted out what they said, and it sounded like Mike McCarthy is pretty confident that he'll be back after the bye.
Honestly, guys, we alluded to this before in a couple episodes back. The sleeper app's really great to have,
really is.
Especially like you can make moves a little bit quicker. You get breaking news before it even hits Twitter.
It's true.
Which is crazy.
True. And then there was another injury at the running back position for the Seahawks. Alex Collins suffered a hip injury. They don't know if he's going to play this week. He's questionable as of now. So keep an eye out on those late reports, especially on Friday. They'll tell you usually if a guy's up or down and if they're going to play. I think you expect him to play, though.
Yeah, I do. I honestly do. I don't think it's like series of an injury.
He got hit pretty hard, man. He took some huge hits.
He did, but he's Alex Collins, man.
Oh, that's true. But honestly, I got a name a little bit later for a running back that I probably would rather stash and play at the Seahawks running back position in a few weeks. We'll get to that in a moment. And now it's time for Waiver Wire Wednesday, DL.
Yes!
Hey, quick reminder that the players that we're going to name in Waiver Wire Wednesday are rostered in 50% or less of ESPN leagues. We'll give you the percentage they're rostered, so they're probably available in your leagues, especially if it's a shallow league. If it's a league that has a lot of players, they're probably available.
And keep in mind, guys, we have 6 teams on bye this week.
Yeah.
Hence why we're calling it the bye apocalypse. So get your pen and papers ready. We're going to start this off with a few waivers. We're going to start off with running back.
Yeah, real quick. So at running backs, these are the guys that we would tell you to pick up. I think the best name right now at the running back position, if you just need a guy for 1 week, it's Dearness Johnson, the Cleveland Browns running back.
Yes.
He's 1% rostered. So Dearness Johnson is a guy that I'm probably saying for 1 week, fill in, go him.
Honestly, last week when I saw Nick Chubb go down, I went straight after this guy. Yep. He didn't do so well last week, but I think that's because Hunt was taking a lot of his balls, but balls.
Taking his balls.
Anyways, I think he's going to be great.
Yeah, another guy, somebody that I probably think is the number one, priority at running back is Devonta Freeman. Devonta Freeman is the Baltimore Ravens running back. He's 3% rostered.
For now.
Yeah, for now. That's a running back that I would probably, I think long term, I think he's probably the guy there, to be honest. He just looks.
That guy.
He has the explosion that he hasn't had in the last few years. It looks like he has it again. So
I hope so.
Yeah, I'm going Devonta Freeman as the pickup there. And then finally, another fill-in running back, J.D. McKissick. We've been talking about him for a few weeks now. And it looks like Antonio Gibson, that shin injury is just continuing to surface.
Yeah, he's getting an MRI today.
Yeah, so
it's
if
crazy.
for any reason he's out, J.D. McKissick becomes the guy there.
Especially in PPR leagues.
Especially there.
Dude is a receiver.
Yep, and then really quick, deep league stashes. If you're in a deep league or if you're 6-0, these are the guys that I would recommend. I would highly, highly, highly recommend Rahaad Penny.
Ooh.
Okay, Rahaad Penny is the name. He's been on IR. He's set to come off of IR and be activated this week. I don't know how much run he'll get, but as the weeks progress, he's just more talented to me than Alex Collins. So I think he could take that job. I really, really do.
Especially with a banged-up Collins.
Yeah, exactly.
Sure.
Another name in a deep league is Jeff Wilson Jr., running back for the San Francisco 49ers. I think Jeff Wilson Jr. is another guy that is just probably the most talented running back they have on the roster. More than Elijah Mitchell, more than Trey Sermon, more than
Elijah
down the street,
Mitchell.
more than all those guys. Jeff Wilson Jr. can do a little bit of everything. He can catch the ball, he can run, he can block. I think Jeff Wilson Jr. will be the guy there. Let's jump over to wide receivers. T.Y. Hilton, your boy.
Yeah, he's my boy. I saw this dude come off of IR last week. I added him to all of my leagues. It was crazy. That's another thing too, guys. Like, pay attention to who's on IR, man. Like, and there's a lot of people coming back, but I really like T.Y. Hilton. He was only rostered at 24%, which I get. He did go on the IR, so makes sense. Another receiver that's coming back from IR that I'm pretty excited about is Rashad Bateman. He's rostered at 14%. He does play for the Baltimore Ravens. So I think Hollywood Brown's going to have a little competition going forward.
Yep. Finally, a tight end, a guy that I'm recommending is Gerald Everett. He's 5% owned. There isn't really a lot at tight end, but Gerald Everett is a guy that you could probably go pick up and start in a pinch. Finally, and we'll end the show here at QB.
All right,
at QB, a few guys that I'm interested in. Teddy Bridgewater. He threw over 30 times last game. He kind of does it every game. He kind of has to. He's owned 17% in leagues. At least he's rostered at 17%. That is the Broncos quarterback. Who else you got, DL?
I got Carson Wentz for the Indiana Colts. He's rostered at 18%. He had a hell of a game last week.
He did. Over
that
400
seemed
yards,
like
yeah.
honestly, I'm getting excited about the Colts. They seem like they're gelling. So yeah, I would definitely grab them, especially on this bye week for sure.
And the final quarterback that we've been recommending for weeks now, Taylor Heineke, Washington football team's quarterback. Really think that he's somebody that you can pick up in a pinch and start. He's 43% rostered, a guy that you could probably start this week. If you started him last week, you did fine as well. Guys, that's all the time we have for today. It's a shortened show, but we'll be back with some more great information on Friday. What time Friday?
Friday, we're going to be shooting here at 3 p.m. Or not here, but we're going to go be live at 3 p.m. on our channel.
So make sure you tune in. We won't have the technical difficulties like we did last
Yes,
time.
yes.
It'll be good. It'll be sharp. It'll be awesome. Guys, it's been an awesome show. We hope that you enjoyed it, and we'll catch you guys next time on the Fake Football Guys Show.
Woo! We're out.